Thank you very much. Well done. Thank you, sir. Thank you. There are so many important people here, and I think I should have just said we should abide by the protocol set out and greetings set out by the Master of Ceremony and Anchor, Mr. Ebere Young. He has said it most beautifully, and I think we should abide by that. So if I have not mentioned any important person that is here, I think we should abide by the protocol of the anchor, Mr. Ebere Young. So it is indeed a great joy and pleasure for me to be here today to chair this important event, the launch of a book titled, According to the President, Lessons from a Presidential Spokesman's Experience, written by Malam Garba Shehu, OON. I'm aware that this is the second book being written on General Buhari, authored by his personal aides since he left power in 2023. The first one was working with Buhari, and we just heard from Mr. Femi Adesina, OON. This one further goes to show the loyalty, commitment, and the way Buhari's aides hold him in high esteem during and even after leaving office. When I was first approached to chair this event by the former Chief of Staff to the President, I had finalized arrangements to travel out of the country by this date. However, considering the deep respect I have for General Buhari and his aides, I couldn't but change my travel plan to accommodate this event. Further, the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Barrister Boss Mustafa, CFR, visited me in person to deliver a copy of the book. There was no way I could have declined the invitation when the boss himself came visiting. You don't say no to the boss. In my years of service as head of state, I understood and appreciated the important role that communication plays in government and nation building. A president's actions, policies, and programs, no matter how noble or well conceived, must be clearly communicated to the citizens, to the public. This is where the role of hard-working and committed presidential spokesmen like Malam Garba Shehu is most appreciated. During his 8 years presidency, Buhari tried his best to contend with the overwhelming problems. One of such is the security situation in the country, in Nigeria. The officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces, and please excuse me sort of making this because I think I belong to that group. Buhari tried his best to contend with the overwhelming problems, and one of such is the security situation in Nigeria. And the officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces and the other security agencies must be commended for their commended for the for their role, and commended for their role in this respect. Recently, I went to Kaduna for this 162 Army Day celebrations, where the Chief of Army Staff, on behalf of the armed forces, reaffirmed their commitment to fight and defend the sovereignty of our nation. As Nigerians, we must wholeheartedly support our armed forces, and as they risk their lives to keep us alive, we must not allow insurgency or insecurity to threaten the corporate existence of our nation. I know General Buhari to be a staunch believer of the Nigerian project. I know him as a person not inclined to worldly or materialistic overtures. No matter the misconceptions about General Buhari, you can take away the fact that he has the firm interest of Nigeria at heart. I also know that he will do everything to keep his integrity intact. If the truth must be told, General Buhari is a man, of austere lifestyle. I was therefore not surprised when the author of the book narrated an incident that rightly depicted the General Buhari that I know. According to Garba Shehu, shortly after being sworn in as President and Commander-in-Chief, General Buhari was informed of the need to increase the budget for catering services in the villa. He then asked what the existing budget was. When they told him it was 10 million naira for the State House, including the Vice President, guest houses and banquets in honor of visiting leaders, he screamed, "Wow," and asked that even that amount, 10 million, is too much and it should be drastically reduced. I don't know whether the Vice President can confirm this, the ex-Vice President can confirm this. And, well, it is not in my place to make comments on the book, as that will be done by the book reviewer, Professor Pate, and the guest speaker, Barrister Mustafa Boss Mustafa, who I know is also a co-Buhari loyalist. He is better endowed to speak as guest speaker because he was part of it all. Malam Garba Shehu has been consistent in defending his master without wavering. He takes the bullet of criticisms and misconception for his boss. I know General Buhari must be proud with the crop of staff that served him with such commitment. To exude such loyalty, I believe General Buhari must have given them the freedom and support to work and defend his policies without any encumbrance. May I thank Malam Shehu also for this invaluable and compelling book, a compelling work. You did a great work in sharing with us the intricacies of what it means to be the voice of a president. Indeed, this book is a blueprint or roadmap to the present and future presidential aides on how to relate and defend the action of policies of the president, as it provides deeper understanding of the complexities of governance. It is practical guide to students and public relation practitioners on the nuances of public engagement. I therefore call on the Nigerians to get copies of this book and read it with an open mind while reflecting on the lessons it offers. At this juncture, and on a personal note, I must commend General Buhari publicly for his disposition during his tenure. He made himself very accessible to me and to all, and was always willing to listen to every advice or suggestions one may offer, one may proffer at any point in time. May I take this opportunity to salute and thank all staff that have served, all leaders, past and present, and all our civil and public servants, past and present, for their loyalty and faithful service to the nation. As I conclude, I want to once again congratulate Malam Garba Shehu on this remarkable milestone. May the contents of this book foster more effective communication in our public service and ultimately contribute to the continued progress and unity of our beloved country, Nigeria. Thank you all for coming.